Hello, I'm Trey Hinton, and I would like to introduce my final project for GIS 510. The main goal of this project is to find optimal locations within Wayne County, North Carolina to locate a new family-run coffee shop. This market is ideal for an entrepreneur because, as we will see on the map in a moment, there are relatively few coffee shops in this area, especially when discussing non-chain coffee shops. However, the new company's success will rely heavily on choosing the correct location for optimal operation. As a coffee drinker from Wayne County, I am very excited to see the final outcome of this project. The layers that will be utilized throughout this project are shown here in ArcMap. Starting at the top, I will be using this crime data to determine a relatively safe location for the new coffee shop. Working our way down, utilizing the centerline data, I will be targeting high traffic areas near major routes or interstates. Business zones will be located and targeted through the use of the zoning layer. And in this portion of the project, the parcels layer and the coffee shop locations were used in conjunction to determine invalid locations based on proximity to existing coffee shops. The majority of this data was given to me by an employee of the City of Goldsboro's GIS department. I am now going to switch over and go through the 3 analysis questions for this project. The first question is, what are the properties that should be excluded because of proximity to competition? Or in other words, where are the existing coffee shops in Wayne County and what area will still be viable after excluding areas within a half a mile around the existing coffee shops? As I have already touched on, this question was answered in this portion of the project. The existing coffee shops have been geocoded and buffered by half a mile. Properties within the buffered coffee shop layer area were removed from consideration using the erase tool. The excluded areas are evident in the resultant data and map. My second question is, what locations are in business zoned areas, are relatively crime-free, and are within a half a mile of major routes or interstates? This is where the crime, zoning, and centerline data come into play. And moving down to the third question, what is the total area of all remaining potential locations within the country and how did each step impact this total? And now let's move over to the web map. Starting at the top, I have the coffee shop spatial points. This data was not easily accessible, so I had to geocode the points based on addresses that I found on Google Maps. As you can see, the coffee shops are pictured as orange dots. As I was saying, there are not many of them within Wayne County, thus at first glance, I see the opening of a new coffee shop as a valid business move. After geocoding the coffee shops, I added a buffer of half a mile around each individual coffee shop. This was determined to be the distance that would be too close to existing coffee shops to be successful. You can see the buffer data here in pink. After the buffer was created, I used the erase tool from the analysis toolbox to remove the buffered area from the parcels layer. Thus, this edited parcels layer depicts the potential area that is left after the proximity consideration. And so now I'm going to move over here and unselect these two to give you a better picture of what I'm talking about. So just a little bit of the area has been taken out in this first step, but as we move on in the presentation or in the project, a bigger portion, a way more significant portion will be missing. So the next portion of the project will eliminate significantly more area. And one final thought before I end the presentation, the expected outcomes of this project are a list of locations that will be best suited for a new coffee shop within Wayne County. Thank you for your time and have an awesome day.